Hello, this is Jer. I'm playing Oxygen Not Included, and I see Clay has released an update called Hot Shots, and I want to try that out. So I'm going to play a new game with that. I had a game going before where I was on difficult mode, so I'm going to pause that for a little bit so I can see what Hot Shots is all about. Haven't been able to play Oxygen Not Included or any gaming for the last week, so very excited to get into this. First thing I notice is there's a button here called Supply Closet. And if you, I won't do this now because I've already done it, but if you click on check shipments, you'll go to the Clay website and you can actually get some bonus material in the game. I believe that's going to allow me the ability to build some new stuff. And I'll try that out if I can get to it. So let's try a new game. A survival mode in classic. And I see there's a new story trait called Mysterious Hermit. Now it says discover a reclusive character living in a gravitas relic and persuade them to join your colony. Revelations from the past could have far-reaching implications for dupes everywhere. Even their makeshift shelter might be of some use. ... I think that's a little hint. So my thinking, and there's probably a hermit, dupe, that has a little shack somewhere on my starting asteroid, or assuming it will be the starting asteroid, and I'll need to find my way to get to them, but once I do, I probably have to persuade them to join them, either give them some cooked meat maybe, who knows, I have no idea, and when I do, I'm assuming I'll get some sort of benefit that will affect all the dupes. So I realize that in the story traits I can turn on and off various things. I'm going to have them all on and try to activate all of them, specifically focusing on the Mysterious Hermit. The game settings, I'm going to leave everything as the default. Last time I played this, I went on to the difficult settings, had just ravenous in that, but we're just going to leave everything alone here. I'm going to try, I thought it'd be funny with the Hot Shots asteroid to actually play on the cold world, where it should be very easy to set up a base. So I'm going to flip around until I get something that I like. I'm specifically looking for something that is very geoactive, because one of the things, and this is being the example, because apparently you can actually enhance the amount of material that you get from geysers. So I'll figure out how to do that and what the effects are. Anyway, once I have something I like, I will be back. So this is the asteroid that I chose. It is geoactive and it's metal rich, so that should be very nice. I thought it was appropriate that a cold asteroid would have a frozen core, so I decided I'll just accept an asteroid that has that. Some of the other properties down here, and it has all 3 story traits. So we are ready to go to see what Hot Shots is all about. Here we go. So this is my team that I'm going to be starting with. I've got Brains, they're a good researcher, plus 10. Quick learner in addition to that, but they are noodle arms, so I'll have to be aware of that fact. Then I have a general builder digger, which I'm calling Hammer, so they like digging, suit wearing, and building, and they have an iron gut trait. And then there's Otto, which is going to be a future Minitronics engineer, but I'm going to get them to work towards the electrical engineering so that they can improve the power generation first, which works well. So that's Otto. The dupes are called the Hot Shots. They're ready to go. I'm ready to go. So let's embark on this mission. Let's find this hermit and convince them that we have a pretty awesome base and they should join our colony. Okay, before let's hit begin, I'll pause it right away. And let's take a look around. It's a cold world, so, well, very first thing is I see a happy face. Okay, well, maybe it's not a happy face, but it's a face. 2 eyes, a nose, and a little mouth there. Probably not happy or smiling because it's in a frozen zone. Let's check out the temperatures. 21 degrees here in the center. 15 around the edges, and the outer edges 1 degree. And I already can feel that cold air sort of coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for make a decision where to make a column up and down. I'm also going to make note of a few wild plants because I don't think there'll be a lot of wild plants, and I want to make sure that's reserved for, well, a nature reserve. So I will do a little bit looking around, scouting out this asteroid, and I'll be back when dupes can start building. I am ready to begin. I'm going to adjust some of the priorities first. I'm going to say Brains, you do the research. Discourage everyone else from doing that. I'm going to discourage Brains from doing supplying since they have noodle arms and hammer. Your first priority is to dig and then build when you're not digging. So I'm going to get the dupes to go out in two different directions. I've decided that the ladder up and down, or column up and down, is going to be located right here. Because I want to put the living area in this spot, and I want to have a nature reserve to be underneath it, so I can have a column up, forcing the dupes to go in and out of the nature reserve, getting a morale bonus when they go into the various rooms. But for cycle 1, I think I'm just going to settle with a temporary barracks and latrine in either side over here. So we'll build that. Well, let's not have the dupes idle. So I'll create, now that I got some metal, I can create a door. I'll put one there. And we'll put the barracks over this side. 1, 2, 3. Give me enough room so if that light bug comes over in this area, it's not going to keep anyone up at night. And that takes care of the barracks once it's built, of course. I'm going to have a column of 4 up and down over here. Ladder is going to be located there, but I'll do that later. Highest priority right now is the latrine. So I'll put 2 wash basins in here and 3 outhouses. And these 2 rooms, I'm just going to give the dupes things to do while I'll let them know that this is a lower priority, but if they're bored, they can build that ladder there. But yeah, essentially I want to make sure those 2 things exist. I already see a barracks in existence, that's good. And as long as I can get a latrine at the end of the first cycle, I'll be happy. Anything else will be bonus. Perhaps we'll build a ladder up and down. And then I'm going to relocate the barracks, latrine, and build a mess hall in this area with a nature reserve with 4 of these plants. So we'll be back when this is constructed. So there is my latrine, still on the first cycle. So any bonus time, we can construct a ladder going up and down. We can even build a research station for Brains to be able to use. We'll start off with just a very simple power system. We'll evolve that as we go. I'm going to indicate that the power wheel is a lower priority build because I don't want anyone running on that while it's not connected to a battery. It is the start of the second cycle, and we have 2 rooms created. Certainly, I don't think we're going to convince this Hermit to join us based on that, so let's continue expanding. Probably the highest priority is to get this oxygen diffuser. We have a little bit of oxylite in the area that is giving us oxygen. That's not going to last forever, so I'm certainly going to want to have that in there. Now that I've got a battery, I can up the priority for the manual generator. So that can be created, and I can get Brains to work on some research for us once this is provided with a little bit of power. Increase the size of this column a little bit so that I can get oxygen to come up and carbon dioxide to go down. So Brains is on the manual generator charging up this battery. That's going to allow me to use the research station as well as to get some oxygen out of the oxygen diffuser. So let's go to research. And first thing I'm going to research is the mess table so that I can create a mess hall for the dupes to be able to eat in, because they're just eating on the floor. And I don't think if the dupes are eating on the floor, we'll convince this Hermit that we're the colony that they should join. So Brains is finalizing the last little bit of research on the mess table, so digging out this area to take advantage of that research once we have it built. There it is. Good work, Brains. So I'm going to have a mess hall available once this is built. So we need a door in the mess tables. And also what I want to think about doing, and I'll even start the research for this now, is building a great hall. And I've got to be mindful of I'm on a cold asteroid, so if I get a plant to grow in a cold area, it'll probably just die off. So what I'm going to do, that's why I initially want to have the mess hall down here so I can get a plant. I'm going to get one of those bluff rares to be planted up there. Built four tables. Let's actually build a fourth cot as well, because once this next dupe is available, I want to print them right away. So I now have a barracks, or sorry, a mess hall. Well, I do have barracks, but I've got a mess hall here, and I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of build a bump up area right here, just so that I can get a potted plant located right here, right next to where it's the warmest, just to make sure that rare buff that I plant there, get rid of those plants here. I'm going to save the ones down here for the nature reserve. But yeah, essentially just want to make sure it can grow, and I can ultimately turn this into a nature reserve. Scientist is doing some research on a water cooler, and that, and plus if I make this large enough, I'll be able to get a great haul for my dupes to be able to eat it. And hopefully that's going to increase the chances of this recluse from wanting to join the team. Now, I don't think that's how it works. I'll find out. I don't think it's necessarily you build a really awesome base and they want to join. I think you give them things. I have no idea. I don't even know where this thing is, other dupe is located at, if it's even on this asteroid. I assume it's on this asteroid, but we will find out. But I need to concentrate more on survival and building a decent base before I get to that point where I figure out what I'm going to do with this dupe when I get to their hideout. So I have option of taking a new dupe, see if I like any of them right off the bat. I don't think so, so what I'm going to do is create a save, call this one new dupe, reload, and see if I've got something better. I want someone who has not necessarily an animal lover, but either they like a good rancher, essentially, is what I'm looking for. So we'll see if I get lucky in the next few reloads, and I'll show you what dupe decides to join the Hotshots colony. So this is the dupe I've decided to join. I'm going to call them Aggie. Reason for that is they're going to be using an egg incubator. They only have a +1 to husbandry, but they're animal lovers, so that gives them additional +3. Plus there's a gourmet, and they're handy. Bit of a noodle arm though. So they're going to join the team. I already have a cot for them and a table for them, so that is good. Just creating some additional rooms here. Ultimately going to make this a latrine. I'll get a barracks down here, but it shouldn't be too long before I get a great hall. So I just decided I was going to sneak this pot over too, just so I can ultimately fit more mess tables. And to do that, I was going to go into furniture and click on flower pot, and then I realized I have another type of flower pot. I don't think it does anything, different. It just has a different look, I guess. But this I got from, what was it, the storage bin or whatever it was where you sign on to the Clay website. So a bold retro flower pot. We'll see if it has enough decoration value once I get a rare plant in it to make a great haul. So I now have a bold retro pot. Don't know that it really does anything special other than look different, but there it is. When my dupes put a rare seed in there, I should have a great haul. I'll put priority of that so they do that. Oh, their brains is already on the way, so because this is an area that's warm enough, that's why I built it up and around here. I have a great haul giving a +6 to morale bonus when the dupes go in there. So that's excellent. Let's now relocate the latrine to be down here. I'll put in 4 wash basins. Don't actually have any water to put in that, but I will soon enough. Oh, hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do I have that? Oh yeah, no, sorry. I did. I was miscounted there. Thought that was room of 3 tiles high. That's 4. And I'll even put in a door here, a tile, so they can dig out further in the future. And once they have that, then we'll dig out down here. And this is where I'm going to put the cots for a barracks. Now, the only thing with that is I don't want carbon dioxide to be suffocating the dupes when they're sleeping, which would not be a good thing. So I'm going to dig down a little bit, give an area for carbon dioxide to fall into. I see a lot of oxalate that's going to push up a lot of oxygen in the process, which is going to be a good thing. So I now have a latrine here. I'll get rid of the one that was over here. And I'll start the process of building the barracks down here. We're going to need 6 beds. I'll add 2 more mess tables. So now my base will soon be ready for 6 dupes. Just waiting for my printing pod to be ready to have that put in place. I think it's time to do some research. Thinking about food, I want to, in addition to getting this Hermit, I also want to get all the achievements, or at very least set my base up so that they can get all the achievements if they want, which means the carnivore achievement and super sustainable. So I have to be very careful about how I plan my meat production and power production so that I'm not burning fossil fuels and I am able to produce a lot of meat. Given the fact that the last time I played through, I did this on difficult mode, meaning the dupes were eating twice the amount of calories, this should be easy. I'm also on an asteroid that's much bigger than the one that I was on before. So we'll see how all this goes, but I'm pretty confident that this shouldn't be the issue. The issue will be more of convincing this recluse to join our team once I get to their location, wherever they be. I think what I'm going to do while Brains is doing the research, I'm going to relocate a lot of this water to be down here and out of the way so that I can do some construction where this current water is. Also, given the fact that on my cold asteroid I want to do some heating, and it would be very beneficial to have a large body of liquid that I can control and heat and have that pump through the base so I can keep that warm. Anyways, I'll be back when this barracks is created. So my barracks has been relocated down here. It is now time to put in a supercomputer so I can do some advanced research. And while the dupes are looking for something to do, we'll just have a power line go up and down, and even across. To decide where I want to have my power production area, I'm thinking around this zone, so maybe I'll even start to clear out over here in preparation for having that. Skill is ready to be given out. Aggie, okay. So you're going to work towards critter ranching. Hammer, let's give you hard digging so we can finally dig through granite. It's time to give out some skill points. Brains is going to get advanced researcher, and Auto going to work towards electrical engineering, ultimately getting Minitronics. It's going to help with power production. Want to build a spot for all this water to dump down into, so I'll start that process now. Have that go here. And I'll build a pitcher pump. Just have to dig out that plant first, but I'll put the pitcher pump there so they can walk in, access it there, and have all the water stored over here. I'll start the process as well of digging out to be able to get access to this water, and essentially that's all going to converge down here and fall down into this area if this all goes well. It is time for a new dupe. I'm going to call this one Meals. They are cook, They also are a decent builder, and they have interest in that. And interior decorator as well. So Meals is going to join the team. We've got a cot for you. We've got a table for you to eat at. So we're ready to go. Down here, I decided to dig down a little bit further before I dig out around here. And that's because there's so much carbon dioxide. It's just difficult for the dupes over here to work at. So kind of hoping the carbon dioxide will fall into this area. And then once it's down here and I get a little bit of oxygen over here, then I'll be able to get the dupes to spend more time digging out around there. While the dupes are going on their break, let's go overlook at the star map. I can figure out what geysers I have. This is geoactive. I should have more than usual. Okay, I've got a gold volcano, cool steam, chlorine, natural gas, salt water, oil reservoir, and 15 unknown geysers. I was going to say not the best combination of geysers, but if I've got 15 unknown, I'm sure I'll have quite a few I really like. Just while I see this is where the pitcher pump will go. The dupes are doing well digging out here now. I'm going to make this the floor of the water area, but I want to try to minimize the amount of material that's going to be sitting on the bottom of all of this water. So what I'm going to do, and actually this is particularly useful if I can get these hatches to be there, because I don't want them to drown. I'm going to dig down further than I actually want to go. I'll ignore this light since I don't have a dupe that can dig through that. But if I create tiles here, and if that hatch doesn't do what it just did there, or if the hatch could go on the other side, I can have the material underneath where I'm going to be storing water. Yeah, not the best place there. Maybe I'll dig those out. Put a tile there. And I'll be back once I have all this in place. And we can finally dig out all these 3 spots and get some water down here. Decided the highest priority is to get the muck root out of there, because that's a food source. And we're going to have scientists do some research on a pump. Decided instead of having this area filled with water and get some pump construction happening afterwards, we'll build the pump first and then put water down there. And I've also put in this pitcher pump. I suspect that's going to be flooded, so I'm going to disable this one. Probably this one will be the only active one, at least to start with. Just going to move this pitcher pump over one because I realize I don't want that to prevent me from creating nature reserves. I want to put a door right here. Now I'll put a pitcher pump here. Brains, if you could build or do the research for a pump, shouldn't take too long. Just notice someone is able to get a skill. Oh, that's Meals. I'll give you grilling. You're not going to utilize that at the moment, but you'll be ready to cook when it's needed. Come on, Brains. There we go. So that is going to allow me to build a pump, which I'm going to put right here. That's going to need some power, so I'll get a wire connected, and I'll put a pipe at least that far, so it'll be out of the spot where the dupes will need to go underwater to build anything. When this is all constructed, we'll be able to dig out this water and watch it fall down. Now, I'm being mindful here. Actually, maybe what I should have done is kind of put the tiles like this, because when things fall down, they don't fall straight down. They kind of go back and forth, so I don't want water to splash on all the sides. The other thing is I better make sure I seal this off, both here and here. But I don't want to trap a dupe, so Meals, Hammer, you do your thing, then come back up here and someone can build this. And I think we are now clear to dig this out. So I'll dig. Let's start on actually the sides first. Dig there, here, here, and there. We'll watch this fall down. So the dupes are going to get a little bit wet in this process, but needs to be done. They'll dry off. Okay, so I'm getting water from both sides. That's the two eyes of this asteroid, I guess. Okay, so nothing else is getting wet along the sides. That's good. Dupes are looking for something to do. I guess you can dig up there. Oh, you are in trouble. Big, big trouble. And everyone else thinks they're going on break. Well, no, you're not. Unless... Actually, if you're able to build that, I guess everyone else can go on break. Not a good place to try to survive. There you... I think you caught a cold. But anyway, at least you can get out of there. Alright, so that'll start to drain, and the next day, recycle will dig out over there. So I now have the ability to dig up. I'm going to wait till this water drains out a bit more, till I mop that up and go into those left and right areas. But I'll start on the research for this grooming station, and I decided this area here is where I'm going to put several stables. I'm going to get all the hatches that I have available and put them in there, and that's going to be my source of meat and food for the next good while in this game. So I was going to choose a new dupe, but I saw these 3 hatchling eggs, and I thought that might accelerate my process of getting a barbecue meat in my base. Just creating a little bit of tiling around, and then I'll be doing some mopping up when that drains out a bit more. So what I want to do, actually, technically I can start now. This is going to be the floor of my stables, so I can actually start that process of digging that out now. And hopefully by the time that's cleared out, I'll have the research to actually build the stables. And I'll get Aggie soon enough able to do critter ranching, and I'll start to produce a lot of eggs from these hatches. So the research on the stable is complete. In addition to the stable, I very much want to have the incubator. That's why I have Aggie around. In the process, I'll be able to create a park sign to complete my nature reserve as well. It is time to build a park sign. We'll build that right there. Also get in my grooming station. So I'm going to have 4 stables. 1, 2, 3, 4. And because they're going to be hatches, I want to have them tiled so they can't dairy themselves. Also have some drop-off stations, critter drop-off stations, but those on the left of each stable. And I'll put the critter feeding station on the right. I see water is stopped dripping on this side, so we can do some mopping over here. Don't know if that's necessarily Kate 159. No, that could drop down a little bit more. It was just stopped due to a little bit of sand. So my nature reserve is complete. And that's going to give a +6 morale every time the dupes cross in to use one of these rooms over here. So morale value should be pretty decent at the moment. You just have to worry about food, in particular because I specifically want these dupes to be eating meat. So I don't really need to have these stables be very wide for the hatches to go around. Just need to have them big enough to have the grooming station drop off and a place to have food. I'll concentrate on building one first, and then we'll put in the other ones. Just that if I do get critter ranching skills for my dupe, that they can take advantage of it right away. So I want to go up so that I can get 96 tiles. Let's see where that is. That would put me right here. Keep building doors where I want to go into this. And ladders so that I can get across. I need to make sure that that gets tiled in. See, Otto is on a break. Are you just kind of stunned? Oh, there we go. They take breaks every now and then. Almost wish they had like an icon that says I'm on break rather than standing around like that, because sometimes it kind of confuses me whether they're idle or actually on break. Time for another dupe. Not liking these ones, so I will save and be back when I have a selection. Time for another dupe. I want another dupe that has ranching skills. They also have increased strength, which is nice. Additional interest in operating suit wearing. So that's Animal joining the team, and Animal, we're working on completing construction of this room so I can put in some hatches and hatchlings when you guys get the critter ranching skills. Well, maybe I'll hold off, let you build some morale before I give you some of the skills. I'm going to put some doors in so that when I put them in later, I won't have to destroy the room temporarily. Get rid of these temporary tiles I was using for the water. Just saw this note here. Aggie earned a skill point, which means I have a dupe that can do critter ranching. Animal has upped their morale. They can't do critter ranching yet, but I'll make their way towards that. Okay, so that is exciting. I can now start wrangling some hatches. Okay, so 2 are over here. I don't think I have the ability to dig through this, but I will in time. Let's find out. Any of these spots could also be hatches. We need to start digging out and finding out what they are. Even if they're not hatches, they could be food, which is useful for survival. Oh, you dupes. What did you do? I got stuck. Make sure that they can get out. They're not doing me any good being stuck right there. Hopefully soon maybe I'll do this. Oh, first hatch was laid there and they're being attended to by Aggie. And I'll stop this right now to make sure we get some food. I'll decide on the food. Let's give them either sedimentary or sandstone. I'll do that for all 4 of those. I'll copy the drop on. Maybe I won't copy the drop off just yet, actually. But anywheres I find these hatches, I will bring them in. And let's get a maximum of 8. That's the most you want to have. Assuming I'm getting the eggs out of there as soon as possible, which I haven't dealt with just yet, but we will. We'll put an egg processing place over here. Okay, it's hammer time apparently. Hammer is able to upgrade their skills. It'll give them the ability to go through Abyssallite. Guess I was going to go around this way to get to the hatches, but maybe I don't need to do that anymore. More skills to be upgraded. Brains can do field research. That also allows them to be a geotuner, which I have not experimented with yet, but very much look forward to. And I have an electrical engineer on base now, so I want to decide how and where I want to have power production. Let's put that over here. And I think I'm going to need some research. I was researching a fire pole, but maybe I'll continue with that because No, on second thought, no. Let's get this power control station because I can upgrade this. It can produce instead of 400 watts, 600, which are going to be a nice thing. So that needs to be in a room. So let's start the process of building a room. At least if I can. Put that right there. And I'll plan to put a transformer right here. Put a new manual generator right here. And ultimately, right next to it will be the power control station. Time for yet another dupe. This one likes researching, digging, and building. They also have mole hands. I'll just call them mole, and they can join the team and start digging away. So my food production has pretty much just been about digging, looking for these buried objects. That will last so long, and then I'll have to have another source of food, which is why I've got these. So I've got 8 hatches together in 1 stable so far. 2 stables exist, so I'll start populating this one once I start to find some more of those critters around. Keep digging out spots to hopefully find more of them. With all these dupes and the fact that power's not on all the time, this oxygen diffuser is not catching up. So I'm going to put some more around the base. Put one there. And I'll put another one way up here. And those are both going to need some power. Hopefully that will improve the oxygen situation in the base. Also going to relocate the supercomputer next to water. Though, I might put a kitchen area there first. So let's put all that in place. That's going to be a micro musher right here next to the water. Another input for that is going to be dirt, so I'll put a bin. Then I'll have an electric grill. And then we can have the research computer next to that. You can see some oxygen finally getting in here. Any oxalite I can dig? Actually, I can. If I dig that out, it gets a little bit more oxalite. I think we should be researching the electrolyzer. So I've got a pump, but I'm not actually making any use of that in the moment. That would be useful if I did. Someone is trapped. Let's build this tile right here at high priority. There we go. Skill to give out. Meals, more grilling for you and mole. Definitely hard digging. Now I'll have 2 dupes that can dig through granite. This is going to be used for storing dirt. And once I start to run out of all of these spots for food, then I'll get meals rather, to produce some food in the micro musher. So I built a rock crusher right here, and I can start to produce my first pieces of copper. Otto is building the power control station, and that's going to increase the productivity of the manual generator. So now it's built, I'll put refined metal copper. I'll get rid of this manual generator. Might as well leave that door open. Set it to be high priority for the moment, but I don't think it's going to take Otto too long to get over there and tune up this manual generator. So I nearly have 4 stables fully created, looks like. Now apply the setting of dropping off hatches across all of them. So we even have my first hatch on my in my second stable. Produce some more meat so that I can get an incubator, or not meat, rather metal. And I'll put an incubator right there. It's going to need some power. And I'll do some research on automation so I can have some automated lights. It would also be very helpful to have some jumbo batteries. So right here I want to put, in the future anyway, not natural gas, hydrogen generator, smart battery right there. So after that we can put the series of jumbo batteries, maybe 5 even. Want to be careful about connecting too many of those to the small wire circuit. Actually no, let's just connect them all. Won't be too long before I upgrade this to a heavy watt circuit just on inside the power room with the transformer right here. Alright, right now I have an egg inside this room and I want to get it out at very high priority, so we'll do sweep. And the dupes will put that egg in here. And what I would want to research, just so I don't have to do this manually all the time, because it'll get quite old, look for an auto drop-off spot. From the dupe's perspective, automatic dispenser. That's what I want to have researched next. Oh, time possibly for another dupe. I think we can take 8 dupes on. This one's good at cooking, decorating, farming, building, cooking. Now we'll get a different dupe in here. So decided these omelets look a little bit more tasty than a new dupe. Didn't really want to keep re-rolling continually anyways, so we'll see what in the next 3 cycles, if I'm lucky, get a new dupe at that point. Colony achievements are being earned. I'm not going to worry about the basic ones just yet. But I want Brains to finish the research for this drop-off station so that I know that I don't get eggs. Too many eggs in here. Actually, what I should have done, I'll just leave it now, but I should have put maybe 6 critters in each one of these until I have this. So it won't be long until I have the research for the automatic dispenser. Let me just check that the main, yeah, it has an engine tune-up, so that's producing 600 watts. Now if I build 2 of those, that's actually going to produce too much power. So what I'll do, oh no, we're wait for the automatic dispenser first. That's a higher priority, but I'll build a transformer for later. Have my first automated lights put in the base around various working locations. And this area looks like it's just about ready. I've been making that out of lead. Just realized that's fine, but we're out of lead. Let's produce a little bit more copper and I can finish this area off. So what I'm going to do is essentially tell everyone you're not allowed in here unless you're Aggie. Aggie's the only one allowed in here. And when they get in here, they're not allowed to leave, at least temporarily. They can process a hatchling egg now. Everyone else is allowed to go in here, except for Aggie. Sorry, Aggie. And if you're able to go in there, you can drop off hatch eggs at high priority. So anytime hatch eggs now drop off or are laid in one of these stables, it hopefully won't take too long for one of these, as we can see right now. Oh, this Aggie actually taking it out, putting it in here. That's awesome. Aggie's going to give that a hug, applying the lullaby effect, which is excellent. They're not allowed to leave that room. Oh, they just put the same egg in. Let's get them to finish off that automation so that light turns off. They're now allowed to leave until I'm going to get them to come back to process some more eggs. So this is how we're going to get Aggie to apply the lullaby effect on multiple eggs. So we'll do one egg right now. Remove, do another one. Okay, and that was the one that already had the lullaby effect. So what I'm going to do is mark those to be swept. I'm going to say put critter eggs here that are swept. So Aggie's going to get them out of the way, out of reach from themselves for the moment. So if I click on incubate, I'm going to be certain Aggie's going to pick up an egg that they haven't applied the lullaby effect to. I can do 2 eggs at a time. Seems whenever you get them to do the 3rd egg, they do an egg that I've already have them do. So now we're going to get those out of their sight. Do another egg. And we'll continue on like this until all these stables are filled. And then, of course, once I'm done, Aggie can go and do some other things around the base. So very much would like another dupe, but don't have the patience to reload several times anymore. It's not as important to have one right away. But I've got this sweater here. I will give that to Hammer, since they're probably going to be away from the base where it's not that pretty. How about we continue on with a little bit of lights automation. I've got another dupe now, animal that can also attend to the critters. So it's not just Aggie that can attend to them. And I'll actually maybe up the priority for each one of these things. I don't want to lose egg laying potential from those critters. Getting the fire pole and construct it as well. So that's going to allow the dupes to go down a little bit faster. First hatchlings have been born from eggs from the incubator. So Aggie can go in and grab those for us. We'll just dig in. Air's getting a little bit stinky in here, so I decided the Hermit's probably not going to join our team if they find the air is all polluted. So I put in some deodorizers here to improve the air quality. Food is getting low. I'm at the point where I'm producing mush bars for my dupes and mush fry as well. So I haven't had any sign of this dupe. I'll keep digging left, right, up and down until I find them. So we've got this area here I can't get into unless I explicitly tell the dupes to walk into it and discover that area. Oh, look at that. It's a neural oscillator. Actually, Hammer, you'd probably be a decent one to assign this skill to, so how about you take a seat and see what skill you get. Sunny disposition. Okay, not bad. You're actually one of the dupes that's probably going to be in the low oxygen area for quite a while. Make sure, oh no, I was going to say make sure there's no slime lung on that, but everything's too cold for there to be slime lung. Keep digging down. May want at some point, still have these oxygen pockets, but soon enough I'll put the oxygen masks. Actually, maybe I'll even continue a liquid reservoir. I can upgrade this to be a washer. Actually, maybe I'll save a spot for sinks. Now, if I'm going to have running water through here, I need to make sure it's not freezing. It's cold, but 10 degrees is not going to freeze. Down here's where the water is. So if I pump the water up over here, it is negative temperatures. Maybe either I just have to pump up here where it's like 2 degrees in spots, Okay, I'll have to have a think about this. Is it the time for washrooms? Maybe not. Maybe it's time for some heating before we get more washrooms. So meals, you have grilling and grilling 1 and 2. Let's give you improved construction. Lots of things to build. Another one of these critters to tame or to wrangle. So we've got a new crafting station. I'm gonna make gas masks. Let's make 6 of them. Anytime you have warm masks, just repair those instantly. And down here is where I'm going to actually have my gas masking stations. So this is going to be filtering for oxygen. I'm thinking I can get some oxygen that's going to go into these guys here. Now with that, I'm not going to be so concerned about noxious gases from going down here. So I think we can dig out this chlorine area. Not worry too much about it falling down my base. I have discovered the teleportation room. Keep digging down and I'll have access to that. This is an oil biome, a cold oil biome. You typically don't see those, but it's kind of an advantage to have on this world anyway. Another hatch. I'm at the point where I got enough hatches, I think, to produce food. May want to think about a process to turn that into meat without having to actually attack the critters. So the dupes are going to be building a spot here where they can turn these little critters into meat, and then I'll get. Don't have any meat yet, but once I do, I'll get the cook here. What is their name? Meals to convert meat to barbecue meat over here. So I'm going to do that conversion by putting some water at this location. Oops. And then we'll put the critters down there. The eggs will essentially be put there. And then... Okay, so now I'm going to direct the dupes to drop critter eggs right here. And this time I'm going to say, meals, you're allowed to go in here, but no one else can. And everyone else can go in here except for meals. That way, and I can destroy this as well. I guess that's the meals now that has to destroy it. That's going to mean that any of the groups, except for meals, can drop off eggs, and meals can pick up meat, and it's converted to meat. I'll temporarily allow everyone in just to finish this construction, because that needs to be destroyed, and I want to put the door on top. Nice effect about a door, at least face this way, is eggs and other material will actually fall through it, which is perfect. So the egg will actually end up here, and when the critter hatches, they can't get out, hence they'll be in the process of being converted to meat. So now no one else is allowed in. And no longer drop off critter eggs over here. You can even destruct this. And everyone is allowed in here, so you can pick up all these eggs. How many do I have? Oh, I have a sage hatch egg now, but I've got 19 regular hatchling eggs. They'll be dropped off here in time. So I see meals is just forever consuming this thing, so I think what I need to do is destruct this. We need to raise it by 1 so that meals cannot access it when they're over here. Eventually I can actually build an auto sweeper when someone has Mantronic skills and not allow any dupes over there, but I don't have that luxury at the very moment. So we'll relocate that just up 1 tile. So if meals is standing right there, they can only reach up to right there and there. That means they won't be able to access this. Okay, good. And we're continuing to explore all different directions. I think it's time to put in electrolyzer. Do that right there, and that's going to produce hydrogen, which I can use for power. So I'm seeing one dupe on this. It's nice that that produces 600 watts, but it's still a dupe that's doing it. Let's get the hydrogen generator research started anyway. Found the first piece of meat here, so I can say cook barbecue meat forever. Some meals should be on that soon enough. They even have some light when they are cooking there. I'm going to put that as a higher priority over the electric grill that's down here. Maybe we can cool off on creating some mush bars for a little bit. Skills. Let's give astronomy to brains, hammer. You're going through all your digging, so let's give you construction and meals. Give you more of a balance when you're not cooking. Let's give you some carrying skills. Some washrooms have just been put in. I can get rid of the old wash basins and outhouses now. I've got some liquid reservoirs to store the polluted water. I have to watch the temperature here that doesn't freeze the pipes. But I'm going to put in a metal refinery soon enough. I have to upgrade some of the circuitry here and get a hydrogen generator. But if I get a metal refinery, I can input the water from here and output much warmer water, in effect warming that. So that's going to be useful thing. Typically I don't like causing too much heat, but in this asteroid is very much a different story. The other thing is I could easily get in some showers. Put them here, here, and here. The dupes are continuing to explore. So found this pedestal area. It is not the Hermit. Continuing to look for where they may have gone off to, or they're hiding out at. Also found this room here again. Not the Hermit. Not the Hermit. Not the Hermit. All kinds of different specialty rooms than the teleportation found earlier. I'll keep digging out, and we're gonna find out where they are. That's the first step of this whole process, is to figure out where they are. I'm really hoping they're on at least this asteroid. What is this? So it's the teleportation equipment down here. Yeah, just digging out further in this area. And the Gravitas shopping container. No, I don't think, or shipping container. And it kind of looks like someone's living there as opposed to just a shipping container. I'm not buying it. There's a Hermit in there. It does say you can store stuff. It's made out of steel. Oh, I clicked on it. Yeah, it is the mysterious Hermit, no doubt. An unfamiliar building has been discovered in my colony. There's a movement inside, but whomever the inhabitant is, they seem to be wary of us. If we can convince them that we mean no harm, we could very well end up with a fresh recruit and a useful new building. New entry log. First encounter. Okay. Well, this is exciting, first of all, but what do we do? I don't know. I guess we'll dig a spot up to it with ladders. And we'll say hello, because saying hello will indicate that we're friendly, mean no harm, right? Yeah, we'll find out. So I now have a path to the Gravitas shipping container. And if I click on it, the process of recruiting this building's lone occupant involves the completion of key tasks. Knock on door. That's it? Okay. Dupe's gonna knock on the door, they're gonna come out, and I'm gonna get the bonus of wherever this building is, right? Sure, it's not gonna go that way, but can be optimistic for a minute if I want to. I put in some deodorizers because I can see some polluted oxygen in the area. The dupe that's in there might appreciate that we're cleaning there. There's meals. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. No one's answering. Knock, knock. Cancel, knock, knock. I don't want to cancel it. How long do I have to knock, knock for? Get the other dupes to just do stuff in the area just to kind of show that we're a friendly bunch. What just happened? Oh. The window opened. Deliver food to the mailbox, improve nearby decor, and turn on festive light. Turn on festive light. Oh, the grids. There must be automation. No. What is festive lights? Okay. Awesome. Let's review. We got to the shipping container. Didn't realize it was going to be shipping container, but there it is. Oh, maybe it needs power. That's the whole idea. Need to plug them in. Okay. Next episode, I'll do that, as well as experiment with some of the other things, and I'll see if we can complete all the tasks and get them to join our side. Hermit recruitment progress. Yeah, okay, excellent. So I've got dug out a spot towards the top. Gonna build the next episode a pump for hydrogen so we can start getting power from that. Lots of food production right now. I have 4,000 calories of barbecue meat, and it's being produced every now and then once one of these things hatches. I have quite a few rooms. I've got 4 stables. I've got a great hall. Now I have a washroom, showers, barracks, research, and food production area down here. Though we're kind of transitioning to more meat, which is good. Power room. I'm going to even have if I have the technology for it, yeah, I do, hydrogen generator, and I'll even put a smart battery. I'll hook all that up in the next episode to improve things even further. So the base is looking pretty decent. I haven't gotten to the teleportation. Lots of oil that I can access down here, and it's in a cold temperature. Haven't really done anything with the heating up of the base. Got to do that soon, because this is only get colder if I leave everything alone. But main thing is the next episode is seeing what we can do to get this dupe to join our team and figure out what the heck the Gravitas shipping container does when the dupe leaves it, and we can actually use it as a building. Well, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode where I continue to experiment with this Gravitas shipping container. Did I just see someone leave? Did they step out there for a sec? I'm going to go back and check the video. I don't know if I was seeing things or not. What did you see? All right. Till then, this is Jared signing out.